If someone was to come to me right now and tell me, how do I make money from NFTs? And they would tell me, just teach me one strategy. I don't want to learn anything. I just want one strategy that's going to help me make money with NFTs. What would I tell them? Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is NAHM and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can make money with NFTs. It's going to be fairly simple, straightforward, and it's probably going to be a quick video as well. Now, for the past month or so, I've been diving very deep into the NFT space. I've been joining Discord communities, asking questions, meeting people, talking to people, and it's almost what I talk about all day. I think I need help in this situation. The NFT space overall is definitely a learning curve, but I have learned so much over the past month. And if I can summarize what I learned and give you the correct answer or the holy grail of how you can make money right now, that's what I would tell you. Before we begin, I have to warn you guys, the NFT space is a very risky space and you can lose so much money, and overnight you can literally lose half of your money if you're not positioned properly or if you're not careful. So invest responsibly. Now let's start with the first step, and that is try to get access to the pre-sale. Now, what does a pre-sale mean? Typically, most projects, what they do is they do something called a pre-sale and a public sale. Pre-sale, usually people who get access to that are people who are early supporters of the project, people who are active community members of the project, or people who win giveaways of the whitelist. So they do something called a whitelist on projects, and if you have access to the whitelist, most likely you have access to the pre-sale. And the advantage of that is that you're almost guaranteed to mint a project. So minting a project is basically you creating the NFT. So basically imagine a bowl with a bunch of NFTs and you put it in your hand and you take out one of them and you don't know what you're gonna get. The nice part about this is that you can get something that is extremely rare. You can even get the most rare one out of 10,000 items, which would be worth quite a bit of money. And usually the reveal, or you know what you got after the public sale has ended. The other advantage to that is that you avoid the gas wars. So what gas wars are, if you're transacting on the Ethereum blockchain, there are something called gas fees every time you want to transact with Ethereum, including the times you want to mint an NFT. If a project is famous and there's so many people trying to mint at the same time as you are during the public sale or the public minting process, you're going to pay up to $1,000 or $1,500 for every transaction. So if a project costs 0.01 Ethereum to mint, which is about $40, let's say 0.05, which would be about $200, it doesn't make sense to spend another $1,000 or $500 or $600 in transaction fees. Sometimes it does make sense, it depends on the project, but most of the time it doesn't make sense. And if you're someone who doesn't want to spend that money, then you probably want to get access to the whitelist, where you can mint at times where there is not very much competition, so gas prices are definitely going to be lower at that time. So minting at pre-sale is definitely the least of a headache, and you're almost guaranteed a mint. Sometimes even if you want to pay that gas fee or the high transaction fees, you're not guaranteed a mint, because there are many people who are going to buy it before you because they're going to pay even more gas fees than you are. The second tip I can give you is that when you mint, let's say you mint in the pre-sale or even in the public sale, mint 2 or 3 NFTs if you can afford it. And here's my reasoning behind it. Personally, if I can only mint 1 NFT, I'm not going to go for it. Well, in the beginning, I was minting one of every project or one of the projects that I wanted, but turns out this is not the best strategy. I'll explain why. Because let's say you mint a project for 0.05 Ethereum right now, and you only mint one of them. Then soon enough, you see it go up to 1 Ethereum and you sell it for 1 Ethereum. You're like, wow, I just made a huge return on my investment. Now that's great and all, but what if it keeps going to 10 ETH or 30 ETH or 40 ETH or even 100 ETH? Only a few months ago, Cyberkongs were selling for almost 1 ETH. They were even minting for even less than that. I'm not sure what the number is, but I'm going to assume it's going to be a max of 0.1 Ethereum. And right now, the floor price is like 5-6 ETH for each. Now, have you sold that for 1 Ethereum? You would have missed out and you're probably kicking yourself for doing that. Now, minting 2 or 3, what that does, ideally you would want to mint 3 or more if you have the funds for that. What would happen then? Let's say you mint 3 of the upcoming project for 0.05 Ethereum each. So you spend 0.15 plus gas, which would be, let's say, 0.2 Ethereum. Now, let's assume before the reveal happens, the price keeps climbing and people are buying more and more, and you end up selling it for 0.2 Ethereum. You basically sold one for exactly how much you spent. Now you have no money out of pocket involved, and now you have 2 more NFTs which you can let ride, and maybe you can even sell one of them for profit. And if you believe in the project long term, maybe leave it and keep it with you long term, and you still have 2 or even 1 NFTs left. So that's the advantage of having 2 or 3 or minting 2 or 3 during the public sale. And what's nice about minting multiple NFTs is that you only pay a gas fee once. So basically, let's say you are minting one item which costs 0.1 Ethereum and you pay a 0.05 gas fee. Then what you can do is mint 3 of them and pay 0.05 gas fees for all 3 of them. So basically you would pay less gas for each, if that makes sense. It averages out. Which brings me on to the next tip, and that is if you're not able to get access to the pre-sale, or you're not able to pay the gas fees in the public sale because there's so much competition going on, what I recommend you do is wait for the project to reveal. So as I said earlier, there's pre-sale, public sale most of the time, and then there's the reveal after the public sale. And usually the build up to that reveal is where people buy more and more because they want to maybe potentially get lucky and get a rare item, which they can make a huge return on. But at the same time, what happens is after people see what they got, usually prices dump and they start selling them for lower prices. We saw a huge example of that with a project called Mechaverse. There were so many people who bought into this project and who they were excited about it. So the mint was about 0.08 or 0.07 ETH, as I recall. I wasn't able to get access to it, but pre-reveal, the price went up from 0.08 ETH all the way up to about 7 Ethereum. Now, what many people did is they held onto them and they did not sell them pre-reveal. And what happened was post-reveal, the price dropped all the way to about 1 or 1.5 Ethereum or something. It would stink to do that. Downside of this is that have you sold pre-reveal, you potentially may have sold a very rare item that would have went maybe for even 20 Ethereum. So in this case, you would have to pick your poison and essentially decide what you want. And for that reason, as I said in the second tip, and that is minting a few at a time, this way you would increase your chances of getting a rare, and at the same time, you would decrease your chances of selling a rare. So let's say you mint 3, one of them is rare, you have a 1 of 3 chance in selling the rare. If you mint 1, you have a 1 in 1 chance of selling a rare if you have a rare. I know it would suck to sell a rare. Even if you mint 3 and you sell the rare one, the price can still go up and you can profit tremendously in this case. That's 3 ways you can make money in the NFT space. I hope this was easy and clear. And another very important thing to keep in mind, that's an additional tip, join communities that have many experienced people and that help you out. I'm in a community called Bits. It's amazing, honestly, and I highly recommend it if you're in the market to check one out. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. And if you want to learn how to buy NFTs, I can teach you the technicals behind it, how to download MetaMask, link it, and where to buy NFTs from and how to mint. I could definitely do that. Just let me know. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.